I always thought I was a normal kid. I mean, I did normal things, right? But then Sam and Jen appeared. Did you see that? They came out of nowhere. Suddenly, they were appearing all over the place. And now they take me back in time to find out what life in the past was really like. It's a timeless adventure. Timeblazers. You ever think about how cool it'd be if you could run everything? For geography class, we're supposed to do a map of the world. Then I had a brainstorm. Anyone can do a map of the world as it is. What about a map of the world as it could be? Alex Land. The only problem is, it's not as easy to plan a country as you might think. I mean, where do you start?
You could always borrow from the classics.
Everybody else does.
What do you mean everybody borrowed from the classics?
Well, just that over the last 1,000 years or so, all sorts of countries have tried to model themselves on the classic civilizations. Now, the Greeks were one, and the others...
Wait. They were...
Kind of a riddle. What civilization is no longer around us, but what they did is all around us?
What do you mean? Something that's gone can't still be all around us.
Oh, no? You'd be surprised. Here, we'll give you a clue. Behold, the fashions of ancient Rome.
All right!
You mean ancient Rome is all around me today?
Of course. You can't take a step anywhere without running into a little ancient Rome.
But ancient Rome was crazy. That's when people were thrown into pits with lions and ripped apart. And then you have those nasty guys in shiny helmets with spears. And all those really mean gods punishing people. Guys?
That's Rome?
Of course that's Rome.
We have to clear up some misconceptions. Are you ready, Sam?
Ready, set,
Go!
whoa, where are we going?
All the way back, more than 2,000 years, to...
Ancient Rome? This is great! This is ancient Rome, isn't it? Not Greece?
Hey, yeah. How can you tell the difference?
Well, maybe that's one of the first things we need to get straight. A lot of things about ancient Greece and Rome look the same because they were neighbors here on the north coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Still are. Greece is here on the right, while Rome is now called Italy, the one that looks like the big boot.
This is great! I'm definitely looking like a cool ancient. Wait a minute. Am I Greek or Roman?
Greek, look at your clothes. See, the Romans, they wore togas. Well, check out mine.
Hey, nice sleeves.
Definitely Roman.
I think I get it.
Of course, there's another way you can tell the Romans and Greeks apart. Alex, remember those gods you were talking about? Well, it's true that instead of one god, the Romans worshipped a whole bunch of gods. And so did the Greeks.
But they weren't the same gods.
Except they were.
Right. What?
Except they were different.
But you said...
Okay, maybe a little trip to the history gallery will clear up the mystery.
I love the history gallery. This is where you find out all the juicy secrets.
Well, here's one that's really cool. Take this guy. He was a Greek god named Heracles.
Heracles.
That's me, Heracles, Greek warrior. Super tough, huh?
But when the Romans came along, they decided Heracles was pretty cool too. So, they just sort of adopted him as their own. Changed his clothes and his name a bit. Voila! Hercules.
Hercules? Who's Hercules?
You are. That's your new name.
Do I still get my mail?
And it wasn't just Hercules.
Hey, that's Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love.
You got that right, Buster. And don't you forget it.
But when the Romans decided they
that right,
liked her,
Buster.
they changed her name to...
Venus.
And who's this guy? Hermes? Well, in Roman mythology,
It's gonna be
he became Mercury.
Zeus became Jupiter, and
Poseidon became Neptune.
Wait a minute. Do you guys realize what you just said? Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Mercury, those aren't names, those are planets.
That's right, Alex. This is our first proof that there's still a little ancient Rome all around us. The names of our planets come from ancient Rome.
I didn't know that.
Neat, huh? And while we're talking about planets in the solar system, we might also want to take a close look at our calendar. That 365-day year, we got that from the Romans too.
Maybe I'd better take a closer look at this. I'm on a Roman hunt. That means that I'm trying to find exactly how much stuff from my neighborhood actually came from ancient Rome. There's gotta be something around here.
Good hunting, Alex. But to fill in the blanks, let's go back to the very beginning of Rome itself. And believe me, it's a crazy story. Because somehow this came from this.
But what's this?
Rome, before it was Rome, about 700 BC. And according to ancient legend, it all started with...
Yeah, there's two babies out here crying in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
But we've got to help them.
Sam, don't! If you do, they'll never be found by the wolf.
You'd let two babies be found by a wolf?
If we don't, the Rome will never happen.
What kind of democratic structural evolution and institutional reformation plan is that?
This is the legend as the ancient Romans knew it. Two babies crying in the middle of nowhere who were then discovered by a wolf. Then, you know what the wolf did? The wolf raised the babies.
Raise them?
Raised them.
Man, that'd make one freaky family photo.
Freaky is right. And the boys' names were Remus and Romulus. Now in time, they grew to adulthood, and they knew that one of them was destined to found a great city on the Tiber River. The only question was, which one? Well, they had a great philosophical discussion on this very subject.
Mine!
It's mine!
It's mine!
Mine! Then, what happened next was...
Hey, where'd you go?
Yeah, no kidding. Where did I go? That was not supposed to happen.
It must be a sign from the gods.
Sign from the gods? You did something funny.
Looks like I'm the one destined to set it Rome.
Oh, I'll bet you for this, Sam. Mark my words.
After all, the place wasn't called Remus Land.
That's how Rome started?
According to the legends. And you won't believe how big and rich Rome became. In a few hundred years, it became one of the wealthiest, most advanced civilizations in the world, full of all sorts of great minds. And you know what helped make all that possible?
A Roman soldier?
A whole bunch of soldiers! In fact, Rome had an amazing system for pulling together big armies. The army was set up in groups called legions, with as many as 6,000 men. And it was these guys that helped Rome expand. Check it out! In Rome's first 600 years, she grew until she controlled all of this! Much of Europe and a large chunk of the Middle East.
But how?
Well, the soldiers just got really good at taking over other countries. First through battles. Once more into the breach! And later by simpler methods. After all, you conquer enough countries, word gets around, right? Hey boys, hold on. Oh, whoa. Hey, hold on. Back in a second, okay? All right.